How we doing? Just wanted to talk to everybody today about Barack Obama's job summit the other day. But I wanted to read something from Saul Alinski's Rules for Radicals first that I believe that really puts it all together. You know, I believe that Barack Obama is at the very least a socialist. But I tend to believe, I lean more towards being a Marxist communist is what I think he is. A socialist and a communist are really the same thing, except for they go about the means to the end differently. Socialism, they use incrementalism. They slowly impose socialism on you, incrementally, slowly. Communism, on the other hand, they bash it down your throat quickly and with no care to, you know, your dissent or whatever. And what's been happening is we have been being socialized over the years incrementally, and now they're going to use this crisis. They're not going to let this crisis, this economic crisis that we're in, go to waste. Now they're going to push communism right down our throat. Socialism and communism are the same thing. It's just, like I said, socialism is incremental. Communism is bam, right down your throat. And that's what they're going to do with this crisis. They're shoving it down our throat fast. And people just, you know, are not paying attention to it. Because Barack Obama has separated himself. Okay? He has distanced himself from all of these issues as if he's not involved in them. It's Congress or somebody else is involved in it. And he's a middle-of-the-road president. He wants you to believe that he's a capitalist when he's not. He's an anti-capitalist, and so are all of the people and czars that he brought into his administration are anti-capitalists. And the reason why they tell you they are capitalists is because that's what you do. That's what they learned from this book, Saul Alinski's Rules for Radicals. Okay? You can't be like the Weather Underground and go around bombing places that you don't agree with, because you'll lose and you'll turn public opinion against you. So what you have to do is you have to work inside the system if you want to change it. Okay? You put down your weapons and you go into the system, the school system, and indoctrinate your children into believing, indoctrinate the people's children into believing the way that you do, which is communism, socialism, government control over the people. That's what it is. So Barack Obama is a capitalist. Well, this is what Saul Alinsky told Barack Obama. He said, if you were going to organize in an Orthodox Jewish community, you would not walk in there eating a ham sandwich unless you wanted to be rejected. If you are going to run for the President of the United States and lead the free world, you don't walk in there and tell them you're a communist or a socialist or a Marxist. You run in there and you tell them that you are a capitalist. And you be as middle of the road as you possibly can, and you lie to the American people. That's what you do. He's telling you right here. You don't go into an Orthodox Jewish community eating a ham sandwich. I mean, come on. You don't walk into the United States screaming, I'm a communist. You just don't. Do you see what I'm saying? He's got everybody convinced that this is not his plan. Everything that's going on, cap and trade, this healthcare stuff, all of the extreme left things that are happening, these are his ideas. These are their ideas. The progressive movement. He is a progressive. Another thing, did you know that that this is Saul Alinsky talking about he gives you three choices here. For example, this is back when I think it was in the 60s when the protesters were being shot by the police and the National Guard, which was a horrible time because they were protesting the Vietnam War. And he wrote right here, he was having a conversation with some of his people that he was organizing. It hurt me to see the American army with drawn bayonets advancing on American boys and girls, but the answer I gave the young radicals seemed to me the only realistic one. Do one of three things. One, go find a wailing wall and feel sorry for yourselves. 2, go psycho and start bombing, but this will only swing people to the right. 3, learn a lesson. Go home, organize, build power, and at the next convention you be the delegates. And that's what they did in 1960. I mean, in the 60s, I'm sorry. They put down their signs. They put down their bomb-making material with the Weather Underground, these people, William Ayres. And the co-founder of William Ayres, Jones, I can't remember his first name. Go out and create new organizations, peaceful organizations. Dupe the American people into believing that you're doing good. Because like Michelle Obama said, you must start where the world is if you're going to change it. You can't go in there with a wrecking ball and try to change it immediately, because it won't work. You must start where the world is, okay? Jobs. He's coming out now talking about jobs, like jobs are his priority. Everything he's pushing for are job killers. The reason why jobs are not there now is because he's pushing a cap and trade that will increase people's energy prices upwards of 30 to 40%. And you know if the government's telling you that, it's more than that. He's pushing a health care plan that will tax the hell out of everybody. Will force small businesses to give their people health insurance. Small businesses like mine, to give people health insurance. And if you don't give them health insurance, guess what? An 8% tax hike in your taxes. A small business can't afford an 8% tax hike. Give me a break. That's ridiculous. None of these things are for it at all. Now, and he wants to get rid of the Bush tax cuts. Everybody's mad at the Bush tax cuts. Bush tax cuts were for people the wealthy, the job creators, the corporations. That's what Bush's tax cuts were for. The problem is that on top of Bush's tax cuts, they rewrote NAFTA and allowed these jobs and these corporations and these wealthy people to outsource the jobs. So by cutting taxes, what Bush wanted to do was what Reagan did. Cut taxes and you get a trickle down. And the trickle down is jobs. But Bush outsourced the trickle down. That's where the problem lies right there with these tax cuts. If Barack Obama cared about jobs, wouldn't he take NAFTA out of the file and rewrite NAFTA so that these corporations can't outsource all these jobs? Why can't he say, I will keep these tax cuts in place if you bring those jobs back to the United States of America? That's what needs to happen here. These jobs need to come back. The outsourcing of jobs needs to stop. Is Barack Obama doing anything about that? He promised he would in the campaign. He's not doing anything about that. Why? Why is he not? Why is he, when he's saying he wants jobs, why is he pushing for cap and trade, health care, and the Bush tax cuts, which these are all job killers? The reason why is because he's trying to create a reformation for his change. And his change is a quasi-communist capitalist system like they have in China, where the government controls every aspect of the working community through unions. That's what he's pushing for here. Okay? And these are all job killers. It's to get the middle class, because he's already got the poor and minority through welfare and other social programs. He needs to destroy the middle class and get all these people out of their homes and out of their jobs. And then turn around and point to Wall Street. Look at how Wall Street's doing. Do you see how Wall Street's doing? Aren't they doing wonderful? Look at these corporations making king money in these banks. And they're giving themselves all these bonuses. Look at it, look at it. It's class warfare. Class warfare is a tactic, is a communist tactic to destroy capitalism. That's what it is. Look at how capitalism's working for you, people. These Wall Street tycoons are making money hand over fist while you're losing your jobs. You're losing your job because Barack Obama is trying to push cap and trade, which is a job killer. No one's going to create a job if they know that later on that they're going to get slammed with this tax. So everybody's staying where they are or shrinking. Every business is staying where they are or shrinking or ending or completely dissolving because of all this. Nobody's buying nothing. Nobody's doing anything. Barack Obama is the reason for it, and he's trying to distance himself from it, and you shouldn't let him do it.